This is the Ninger gardening. As you see, there's been an injury, so we're very behind. The winter bedding is still inside, so we're going to plant that up for spring bedding. And we're going to start some of our seeds. So this is a seed compost I'm using this year, made by a local nursery in Horham. There we go, beautiful. And I'm just going to show you about a few things that we want to do. Don't know if I'm going to get around them today. So first of all, this is Ninger little one. This is Oscar, and because Oscar, come here because we've got to try and do a selfie. Do excuse us. I hope you can see this because we are ginger. We've got to do this dahlia, and we're going to plant the dahlia shallow so we can take dahlia cuttings which grow really well and will flower this year too. Right, we've still got plenty of pansies on this side and polyanthus that definitely need potting out. The winter bedding that I didn't get round to because of the injury. So I've done most of the polyanthus. I need to get some more compost, and I've only got seed compost, so let's move on to the seeds. This is the result of high winds in my working garden. I'm very lucky my husband's found a second-hand greenhouse, so that's coming down in the next couple of weeks, and another greenhouse being put on. So we'll let you know how that goes. Right, seeds, like most gardeners, it's a bit like seed porn, that you go mad and have to have lots and lots of it. I love, and I've been for the last 2 years, to the Brighton Seedy Sunday event, which means I can share seeds I've collected with other people. You know that you're not narrowing the genetic pool for seeds by sharing seeds not from a company. So I've got a good mixture of everything: flowers, vegetables, herbs, greenhouse crop. So it's, what date is it, Oscar? I think it's the 26th of March, 27th of March. So it's been quite cold, so I haven't started anything, and the injury again. So let's get started. Right, I go through all my seeds and put in a diary when I'm due to, this is the Bible, when I'm due to plant things out. I often do it later when they start because of the cold. I do keep the temperature up here with in the greenhouse if it's going to go below freezing, but with a paraffin heater. So I'm going to make more of an effort this year to sow successionally so we don't get gluts. So I'm going to start some tomatoes off now. This is one I have never tried before, but my husband wanted to do a beef tomato, so let's go. So only plant very shallowly, about cover the seed as a general rule, about the depth of the seed itself. So you don't have to go too mad even. You can be too bad as well if you really want to. Right, so I'm just going to put one in each plug. Okay. And then I've got a mist sprayer that I will spray the seeds once they're covered. And then I tend to put my seeds, very high up in my greenhouse because naturally heat rises, so it tends to be the warmest place. And the thing that we all forget to do is to label. So in a minute I'm going to stop the film, label it up. That's Ginger Ninja number 2, the little one, helping me with the camera and filling up. Okay, we're going to pause the film and label it up. The soil's already damp, so oops, I just mist them over when my mister's working, and then we'll start on the next. Right, now I'm going to plant some aubergine. I have never ever grown aubergines, so this is a new one to me. I know and understand that need a long growing season, so hence starting them now. Thank you, Ginger Ninja Mini. That's Oscar, his real name is, but here we go. So this is Black Beauty. As I said, I've never tried aubergines. So I'm probably actually only going to grow 6 plants. I can always do some later, but I have got to get out of the habit of growing too many things. So they're the aubergine seeds. Again, I will mist these over, make the soil damp, and I can always plant some more. My sister and I avidly seed swap, so we do tend to get together, get excited over each other's seeds and get more that way, and it's cheaper because often in the packet you get far more than you need. Okay, so again, I'm just going to sprinkle over with my seed compost. This is the seed compost made by a local nursery, and as you can see, it's lovely and fine, not too many bits in it. Great for the job. I've learnt the hard way about buying cheap seed compost, and there's far too much organic matter in it. So there we go. I'm going to label that up and then we'll move on to the next. Right, again, I'm just going to do a few, because again, I've always planted too much of everything. Oh, not on there, Oscar. A few seeds. Do you want to cover those, Oscar, for me? And these are peppers, as you can see. So with any luck, with my 2 greenhouses that I'm going to have, we should have some lovely juicy peppers, which are one of our favourites. Okay, we'll move on. Right, I'm planting some seeds I collected at Seedy Sunday, and as you can see, I write on the, just to remind me, on the labels when I have to plant them, and this is March. It's nearly March, so I'm going to try them off on just a few days early, only because they took so long to take off my basil last year. Don't know if I'm doing the right thing. I'm no expert, I'm just somebody who loves playing about in the garden, so this is a bit of trial and error doing it this early, but hopefully we'll give it a long season way. And again, Oscar, that's it, sprinkle for me. And I put the seeds that I've done in a separate tin so I know which ones I've done. It's only because I tend to be disorganised, and it's a way of getting me nice and organised. Right, so we'll spray this. My pump has a leak, so it's not spraying very well. Again, we're going to now label it up and find something else. Right, these, I've never done onions for seeds, and I've got a couple of lovely friends who love their garden but have gone travelling, so I'm starting some things off for them this spring. And this is Elsa Craig onion, and as I say, I've always personally started off with onion sets, so this will be a great experiment. So I'm just going to start these off for Peter, and we are hopefully then going to see how it works. Now I'm going to plant a few more because he's got a huge vegetable patch. Very jealous. And yeah, it'd be an interesting experiment for me because I've always done them from sets. Now for the beautiful dahlia. I've not grown this one before. So my mum taught me this, and I only did it for the first time last year, is, let me move my crutch, shallow plant the dahlia. So again, I am no expert in this, so, and just very shallowly plant it, and it will send up this year's new growth. And then I think that's enough, Oscar. And then as it comes up, you take a cutting of that new growth with a sliver of the rhizome, and then you pop that up, and that will flower just as well as the dahlia that will come from this tuber. So I'll keep an eye on that, As I say, it worked last year. I don't profess to be a gardening expert, so for everything with me, it's having fun, trying, and it can be disappointing when things go wrong, but part of the fun of gardening is trying something. Right, another one of my seedy Sunday finds was calendula. Oscar assures me they look like squid tentacles. I nearly said something else then. And we're going to spray them. Just give you time to tell you a bit about what we plan. We have got 2 very small allotments, and we've been informed that they're one allotment between both of our allotments. So we've been informed that we can swap this year because an old gentleman's given up. So we can make our one small allotment into a bigger one. So we're not doing any work on the allotment until we have the all clear to get onto the plot next to us and join them into one. So hopefully if Oscar, or Ginger Ninja number 2, will film us, we can show you what we do on there. It's quite a new allotment, no sheds, nothing.
It's probably 2 years old now, isn't it?
I think it's in its 3rd year, so it's very new. So we can show you what we do there. We will also show you I keep bees, so in the garden I always have a border for the bees and try and grow flowers. Saying that, I've got a dahlia that's a double, but that are not doubles, so the bees can get to the sexy bits, so they can get what they need to survive. And perhaps, Oscar, who loves beekeeping too, perhaps we can take you down to the bees in the summer when we open them up. We're giving them their spring feed at the moment, hopefully getting them through the harsh weather, and you can see the bees too. Hopefully you can see the new greenhouse go up, and I'm sure you're going to see me and Oscar and anybody else involved making lots of mistakes. We'll see how it goes, see how the vlog goes, and hopefully it will help us to have a diary of what we do every year and something to look back on so we can see what works and doesn't work. So from me, Mireille, Ginger Ninja number 1, and
me, Oscar, Ginger Ninja number 2.
Goodbye for now, and hopefully we'll see you again.